All right, guys, we're gonna go with the list in the chat there.
All right, I guess I'm first. Adam, Scott Abraham, ABC7. First of all, welcome to Washington. Why Washington? What made this the right fit for you, Adam?
Yeah, I think, after, doing some due diligence, with my agent and myself, I think, talking with Scott Turner and some of the offensive staff, it just seemed like a good fit. You needed a true slot receiver. That's something I can bring to this team. And just flying up to Washington and meeting all the guys around the building, it just seemed like a good atmosphere and a good culture that I wanted to be a part of. So I'm excited about the opportunity.
And Adam, you have some familiarity with Ryan Fitzpatrick. You had some success with him in Tampa in 2018, I believe 2017 as well. What can you tell me about this dude? What is it like playing with him, and how excited are you to kind of link up with him again?
Yeah, it's exciting. Fitzy just makes, coming to work every day fun. You can tell, he's got a lot of passion when he plays, and he's got a love for the game that, not many people have. And, he just makes playing football fun. And, he brings a good attitude towards every situation. And, he's still slinging it. So excited to link back up with him and, have some fun.
Thanks, Adam.
Hey, Adam, Heather McDonough, NBC4. You see the team bringing you in, obviously, Curtis Samuel, Fitzpatrick. What have you made of this team, I guess, from afar and now coming here? And how do you think you can make an impact along with those other guys?
Yeah, obviously stepping into a good situation, division champs, bringing a lot of confidence into 2021. And just again, sitting down with Scott and some of the offensive staff, just trying to fill the needs in certain areas of the offense. Obviously bringing Curtis in was big for us, and being able to add another piece in the offensive system will be awesome. They've already got a good group of guys there, and just hoping bringing the two of us in will also add some more guys to help.
Our viewers always like to, learn about the guys on the field and what they can do to help the team win, but they also like to learn about the new players off the field. So what can you tell us about Adam Humphries off the field? What kind of things you like to do, person you are? We can all see the stuff you do on the field, but how about the off the field stuff?
Yeah. Obviously I post on Instagram, but golfing, I play golf as much as I can. I think it's a good mental challenge for me. It's something that you think you've mastered one day, and the next day you're terrible at it. So it's a good way to challenge yourself each and every day, and it's fun. So I'm down in Florida playing a good bit of golf and trying to stay in shape and get ready for this upcoming season. So very excited.
Thanks, Adam.
Yeah.
Hi, Adam. Nikki Jabala from the Washington Post. In free agency, how many options did you have, and how much did your time with Ryan Fitzpatrick kind of factor into your decision to come here?
I think it was a big factor. Like I said before, my previous 2 years spent with Fitzpatrick was some of the most fun I've had playing football in my career, and I think Ryan would tell you the same thing. I know he obviously had a good time with the other 9 teams he played for, but I think, when he came to Tampa, I think he found another love for the game, and, he brought some excitement, to myself as well. So, the familiarity there between, Ryan and myself, it definitely played a factor in my decision. But again, like I said, stepping into a good situation with this team, and, they've got a lot of young pieces and a lot of guys that are very talented, and I'm just excited to be another part of that piece.
And have you heard from any of the guys so far, like Terry or even Curtis that recently signed?
Yeah, a few guys have reached out to me. I plan on coming back up there soon and making a relationship with those guys. But again, I know they're hard workers. I haven't had the opportunity to play against Terry, but I've played against Curtis, and a big fan of his game, and just excited to bounce some ideas off them in the receiver room, and hopefully make each other better.
Hey, Adam, John Keim, ESPN. You referenced a couple of times now having so much fun with Ryan. Why were those some of the most enjoyable years of your career? What does he bring? What is it? Whether there's a story that you can share that shows how much fun he was to be around?
Yeah, well, I think obviously when I was in Tampa, the first 3 games of the season, I think he threw for 500 plus yards in the first 3 games, which was it's hard not to have fun when you're doing that. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just there's a calming sense to his demeanor in the huddle, on the sideline pregame. A lot of guys just build up so much emotions, pregame or on the bus ride to the stadium, and it gets a little tense at times. And just being around Fitzpatrick and just the way he carries himself, it's calming and relaxing, and it allows you to play freely. So I've enjoyed that part of Ryan.
And then with Curtis Samuel, and you said you watched some of his game or studied some of his game. How can you guys complement one another? Because he can obviously go in the slot as well. So how can you help him, and how do you guys complement one another?
Yeah, I mean, there's some things that he can do with the ball in his hands that I don't think I can do. He's a speedy guy, he's fast, and had a lot of success in Carolina. But obviously I've been playing slot in the NFL for 7 years now, and there's some awareness and some just some point guard basketball field mentality that you have to have in the slot. So I know he's familiar with playing in the slot as well. So I mean, it's just always interesting for me just being around guys that played in the league for years and have different approaches. So I'm just excited to share my thoughts and to hear what they have as well.
Thanks, Adam.
Hey, Michael Phillips with the Richmond Times-Dispatch. It's a good time to be a slot receiver in the NFL. How have you seen the role evolve and grow even since you came into the league, a few years ago?
Yeah, it has been a good time to be a slot. I think our appreciation and the use that we've been getting and the ways the offensive have been developing over the past few years. I remember just laying on my couch watching New England versus LA in Atlanta for that Super Bowl, and the way the Patriots were using Edelman inside just on so many options just to break in, out, sit down. There's just it's a certain skill you have to be able to make those decisions quickly, and it's something that's can be very useful as a check down or an outlet for the quarterback. So I've been able to find that niche in the slot, and I'm continuing to build and grow each and every year and try to master that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm Matt Paris here from the Washington Times. Just kind of following up on the role that Ryan Fitzpatrick might have played. Like, did he text you, recruit you kind of thing, or did he speak up on your behalf or anything like that? Or is it just more of an influence that you're excited to play with him again? Yeah,
we have a good relationship. I wouldn't say there was a ton of recruiting, but there were a few plays that he sent me some clips of, and he was just like, "Hey, let's run this back. Let's do this again." I think there was one where he threw a lateral to me like halfway across the field. I think it ended up getting called back, but those are just plays that Fitzpatrick will do, and it's fun being on the field with him because you got to stay ready at all times because he is fearless. So just we had a few chats, but no recruiting or anything like that.
And what do you think this opportunity means, just for you and where you're at in your career after coming off a couple of years in Tennessee?
Yeah, it's huge to have another opportunity. Obviously some untimely and unfortunate injuries, but I still have a passion for the game. I feel better than ever, feel healthy, and I feel like I can still bring a lot to the table. So just excited to put on a uniform again and play football.
Thanks.
JP, Pete, whoever wants that one.
I'll go, Adam. Pete Haley with NBC Sports Washington. What specifically did you learn about yourself in Tennessee during those, injury times and maybe not having as much success as you wanted to?
Yeah, I mean, it is a great time to sit back, reflect. Even going through the whole COVID situation, it makes you appreciate some things that you didn't have so much appreciation for when things were going so well. Being injured in the league is not fun at all. Walking into the building and not being able to sit in meetings and participate in practice, it's tough. And again, like I said, it allowed me to see how much I do love playing this game and how much it means to me. So really attacking this offseason, as hard as I can. And, just again, excited to have another chance to play this game.
Hi, Adam. Rhiannon Walker with The Athletic. Welcome to DC and congratulations. You mentioned sort of how Curtis fits in the slot and like what he does as a speedster, but I'm just curious, like, how do you feel you work as a slot receiver? What do you feel like are your best attributes? What can you bring to this offense with some of the people they already have here in Scott Turner's offense?
Yeah, and that will be something that I continue to learn as I work with Scott and with Drew and Haas and a lot of those offensive guys, where they see me fitting in this offense. Obviously, just with defenses bringing pressures or winning man zone routes. I mean, I feel like I can bring it all, and as much as I call myself a slot guy, I hate labeling myself that I can only play in the slot. I think the cool thing about some of the guys we have with this team this year is we can move guys around and be successful from different parts of the field. So, obviously, there's a lot to find out as I work with this offensive staff, and it'll be exciting to see where they think I can be the most successful.
And then just secondarily, what were your conversations like? Just what were some of the things that Scott Turner said to you that you liked hearing, or some of the things that like really caught your ear? I mean, you talked about Julian Edelman and how he was used in that Super Bowl, but what were some of the things that you and Scott Turner were able to discuss that really appealed to you when you guys had that conversation, or the rest of the offensive staff? I don't want to limit it.
Yeah, I think just sling the ball. I mean, I think they want to spread it out. Get the ball out of the quarterback's hands and sling it. And there's a lot of different ways to attack defenses, and I think playing majority 11, 12 personnel, will allow me to be on the field more often than I was in other places. So just being able to get in a groove and get in a rhythm, and that'll be fun for me.
Thank you, Adam, and congratulations again.
Yeah, Adam, Ben Standig with The Athletic. You, in addition to being a receiver, you've returned punts in your career. Just wondering if the team mentioned anything about that to you going into the season. Yeah, I actually sat and had probably 20, 30-minute conversation with Nate Katzer. I've had some experience with him in Tampa, but it was really just catching up. So it's something that I've done 4 or 5 years in the NFL, and I feel comfortable doing it. If it's something they need me to do, I can do it, but it hasn't really been discussed yet. And you mentioned a second ago about kind of learning more about what Scott Turner is looking to do. What's obviously there's a lot of different ways to learn. Just curious for you, what have you found to be the best way? Is it watching tape, having a conversation, just simply being out on the field? What's sort of the best way? Because obviously there's a lot of catch-ups to do, and it's still going to be potentially a weird offseason. Yeah. I think the best way to answer that is, when Scott sees what I can do in person, obviously you can tell from film study and the past years that I've played, what I can bring on the field, but each and every year is different. And he may want to use me in different ways than Tampa or Tennessee has used me. So I think just continuing to build that familiarity with Scott and allowing him to see how I run my routes, how I get in and out of cuts, will help him design things for all of us. It'll take some time, and obviously having a weird off season isn't great, but when we get to work and whenever that is, it'll be good to do that.
Hey, Adam, Sam Fortier with the Washington Post. You have more catches and yards and touchdowns against the Panthers in your career than any other team. And I know probably part of that's being in the same division for a long time. But I wonder if there was a reason maybe why you've had so much success against those past Ron Rivera teams.
I honestly no idea. It could be from growing up in Spartanburg, South Carolina. I used to go to Panthers practices at Wofford College, pretty much my entire childhood. So I remember, going to Coach Rivera's practices and just being a fan on the Hill. So I whenever we played the Panthers, I knew everyone back home would be watching because it would be, the local TV that was on. So maybe just a little chip on my shoulder, just trying to, impress the home crowd. I don't know, but I did have some good games against, their defense, and sometimes we won, sometimes we didn't, but it was always good to play good in front of the home crowd.
What do you remember about those practices you would go to when you were a fan, and what does it mean to kind of, does it mean anything that now you're playing for Ron Rivera? Does that, kind of, just is what the business is?
Yeah, no, I mean, I've always had a ton of respect for Coach Rivera. I think he runs a great ship, and I think just the way he emphasizes culture and accountability and all that stuff, I'm excited to be a part of it. But yeah, I remember going to Carolina's practices as a kid, and being the kid that wanted autographs from Cam Newton and all those guys, and now I'm one of the guys out on the field practicing. So definitely truly blessed to be where I am, and just want to take advantage of every opportunity.
Cool. Thanks, Adam.
We will take two more. If anybody's got anything else.
Adam, do you think those performances against Carolina played into your signing here? Like, do you think
Say that again?
Do you think your performances against the Panthers, is that why Rivera and them reached out to you?
It could have. I'm not 100% sure. Sitting down with Coach Rivera, I think him having some, familiarity with watching me play, definitely helped. We had a good conversation, and it could have helped. I have no idea.
Anybody else?
That lateral play for Fitzpatrick was against Washington, by the way. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, that's right. That is right.